What if I told you that one match in Rome just completely changed the WTA Rankings battle before the French Open? Iga Swiatek absolutely destroyed Jessica Pegula in the Italian Open quarterfinals, winning 6-1, 6-2 in one of her most dominant performances of the season. But this wasn't just another win. This result officially impacts the race for the world number 3 ranking, shuts the door on Coco Gauff's chances of overtaking Swiatek in Rome, and sends a huge warning to the rest of the WTA Tour ahead of Roland Garros. And honestly, Swiatek suddenly looks dangerous again. Let's break down exactly what happened, how the rankings changed, and why this could be a turning point in the 2026 season. Segment 1. Swiatek dominates Pegula. Coming into this quarterfinal match at the Italian Open, many fans expected a close battle between two of the best players in the world. Instead, Swiatek completely took over. From the very first game, the Polish star looked locked in. Her movement was sharp, her forehand was exploding off the clay, and Pegula simply had no answers. The final score? 6-1, 6-2. That alone tells the story, but the stats make it even crazier. Swiatek won 58 out of the 90 total points played. She broke Pegula's serve 4 different times. And maybe the most shocking stat of all, she didn't face a single break point on her own serve during the entire match. That means Pegula, one of the most consistent players on tour, never even got a real chance to pressure Swiatek's serve. This was complete domination. And after the match, Swiatek admitted that the work she's been putting in over the last few weeks is finally paying off. She said she feels much more confident in her shots and was able to put pressure on Pegula from the very beginning. And you could absolutely see that confidence on court. The intensity, the shot selection, the movement. This looked like the Swiatek that used to completely control the clay season. Segment 2. What this means for the WTA rankings. Now let's talk about the ranking situation because this win was massive. Before the Italian Open started, Swiatek was world number 3 with 6,948 ranking points. But there was pressure behind her. Coco Gauff entered Rome ranked number 4 with 6,749 points. And there was actually a scenario where Gauff could overtake Swiatek by the end of the tournament. However, Swiatek completely shut that down with this victory over Pegula. Why? Because last year, Swiatek only made the 3rd round in Rome, meaning she was defending just 65 ranking points this week. So every win in this year's tournament gives her a huge rankings boost. By reaching the semifinals, Swiatek added enough points to climb to 7,273 points in the live WTA rankings. That officially guarantees she will remain world number 3 when the rankings update next week. And there's more. If Swiatek reaches the finals, she'll move up to 7,533 points. If she wins the entire Italian Open title, she'll jump all the way to 7,183 points. That would create a massive gap between her and the players chasing behind. Meanwhile, Gauff's situation is much tougher. The American entered Rome, defending 650 points because she finished runner-up at the tournament last year. That means she had far more pressure compared to Swiatek. Even though Gauff also reached the semifinals, she still lost ranking points overall. Right now, she sits at 6,489 live points. If Gauff reaches the finals, she'll return to 6,749 points. And if she wins the title, she can rise to 7,033 points. But because Swiatek already reached the semifinals, Gauff no longer has any chance to pass her in the rankings this week. That battle is officially over. Segment 3. Tough night for Pegula. For Jessica Pegula, this was a really disappointing result. The American came into Rome hoping for a deep run that could strengthen her position near the top of the rankings. But this heavy loss stopped all momentum. Pegula remains world number 5, with 6,286 points after the quarterfinal exit. And importantly, she also lost her chance to challenge Gauff in the rankings race. To keep those hopes alive, Pegula needed to reach at least the semifinals. Instead, Swiatek completely outplayed her. Still, Pegula has been one of the most consistent players on the tour over the last few seasons, so one bad loss doesn't change the bigger picture. But against the elite clay court version of Swiatek, very few players in the world can survive. Segment 4. Why this is so important before the French Open. This performance also sends a massive message ahead of the French Open. For months, there have been questions surrounding Swiatek's form. Some fans believed she wasn't dominating the tour the way she used to. Others wondered if players like Gauff or Arina Sabalenka had finally closed the gap on clay. But after this match, people are starting to remember exactly why Swiatek has been so feared on this surface. The movement, the defense, the heavy topspin, the ability to completely rush opponents and take time away from them. When Swiatek is confident, clay becomes her playground. And the scary part for the rest of the WTA Tour is that she looks like she's gaining momentum at exactly the right time, right before Roland Garros. If she keeps playing like this, she could absolutely enter Paris as one of the biggest favorites to win the title. Because this wasn't just a victory over a top 5 player. This was domination. So to sum it all up, Iga Swiatek crushed Jessica Pegula 6-1, 6-2 to reach the Italian Open semifinals. The win guarantees Swiatek will remain world number 3 in the updated WTA rankings. Coco Gauff can no longer overtake her in Rome. And perhaps most importantly, Swiatek is starting to look unstoppable on clay again just before the French Open begins. If this version of Swiatek continues showing up, the rest of the tour could be in serious trouble. What do you think? Can Swiatek win another French Open title this year? Or do you think someone like Gauff or Sabalenka can stop her? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more tennis updates every single week.